The most famous stadium in the world is not Wembley. It is not the Maracanã. It is a 60-year-old concrete bowl sitting nearly a mile and a half above sea level in Mexico City, and it has now hosted 3 different World Cups. No other venue in the history of this sport has done that. Not one. And it's where this episode starts. 6 stadiums, the Central Region, 3 in Mexico, 3 in the United States. This is where the tournament's history lives, and where the building hosting more World Cup matches than any other on Earth is waiting. Let's go. Guadalajara, Mexico's second largest city, and their stadium, at which FIFA calls Guadalajara Stadium, is one most casual fans outside Mexico have never heard of. The rest of the world knows it as Estadio Akron, around 45,000 seats, opened in 2010. And the design is unlike anything else in this tournament. From the outside, it looks like a grass-covered volcano, a man-made hill of turf wrapped around a sunken bowl, a single ring of roof floating over the top. It sits at over 5,000 feet. Players feel it, but the building isn't the real story here. The team inside it is. Estadio Akron is the home of Chivas, CD Guadalajara, and Chivas plays by a rule almost no other club in world football will touch. They only field Mexican players, no international stars, no marquee foreign signings. In a sport where every serious club buys talent from across the planet, Chivas refuses, on principle. It's the core of their identity, and exactly why they're either adored or resented across Mexico. The World Cup has brought 4 group stage matches to Guadalajara this summer. 4 chances for a city that lives and breathes Chivas to watch the rest of the world play in the stadium they built for a club that won't. The next stadium has been standing since 1966. It hosted Pelé, it hosted Maradona, and this summer it became the only venue in the history of football to host a 3rd World Cup. Mexico City, Estadio Azteca, FIFA calls it Mexico City Stadium. Its commercial name today is Estadio Banorte, a 2025 sponsorship deal, but FIFA bans commercial names during the tournament, so for the summer it reverts to what the world has always called it anyway. Opened in 1966, capacity around 80,800, the largest stadium in the entire tournament, and it sits nearly a mile and a half above sea level, higher than Denver, the city they call the Mile High City. Players who have never trained at altitude feel it within minutes. The air is thin. Passes that travel cleanly at sea level die early up here. It changes the game itself. And this building has now hosted World Cup football in 1970, in 1986, and in 2026. 3 tournaments, 3 different generations of the sport. Nothing else comes close. 1970, Pelé's Brazil, considered by many the greatest team ever assembled, played here. 1986, Diego Maradona played here, and in one quarterfinal against England, he produced the 2 most famous goals in the history of the game, the hand of God, and then, 4 minutes later, the goal of the century. The most cynical goal ever scored and the most beautiful. Same player, same match. 4 minutes apart on this pitch. That is what this building is. It also just reopened after nearly 2 years of reconstruction. A new hybrid pitch, new screens, a rebuilt interior, finished just weeks before kickoff. The most historic stadium in the sport, made new for the 3rd World Cup it's now hosting. And the opening match of the 2026 World Cup was played right here. Mexico against South Africa, June 11th. Mexico won 2-0 in front of a full house. The tournament began where so much of its history was already written. The next stadium holds a record that can never be broken, because the 1,000th match in World Cup history can only happen once. Monterrey Stadium, known as Estadio BBVA, home of CF Monterrey, the Rayados, opened in 2015, more than 51,000 seats, and it has a backdrop almost no stadium on Earth can rival. From inside Estadio BBVA, you look up at the Sierra Madre Oriental, the saddle-shaped peak of the Cerro de la Silla, rising directly behind the stands. The architects framed the stadium around it on purpose. This isn't a mountain range somewhere in the distance. It's right there over the roofline, part of the picture on every wide shot. And on June 20th, Local time, Japan and Tunisia met here. That match was the 1,000th in World Cup history, across every tournament since 1930. Every group game, every final, every goal ever scored on this stage. Match number 1,000 was played in Monterrey, in front of the Sierra Madre, in Estadio BBVA. Monterrey also sits at just around 540 meters, far lower than Guadalajara, dramatically lower than Mexico City. After the thin air of the highland venues, it nearly feels like sea level. The players notice immediately. That is Mexico's contribution to the Central region. 3 stadiums, 3 completely different stories. Now the tournament crosses the border. Houston Stadium, you know it as NRG Stadium, opened in 2002, home of the Houston Texans, around 69,000 seats for the World Cup. And it has a fully retractable roof, which this summer is the whole story. Texas heat in summer is not a small thing, so matches at NRG are climate controlled. The roof closes, the air conditioning runs. Nearly 70,000 people watch World Cup football inside a sealed, cooled building, while outside it is pushing 100 degrees. Only a few venues in this entire tournament can do that. Houston is one of them. NRG is also home to the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo, the largest on Earth, drawing some 2 million people a year. Cattle, country music, the world's biggest rodeo, and then a few months later, the World Cup. An unusual resume for one building. 7 matches here this summer, and on July 4th, 2026, NRG hosts a round of 16 match with a pre-game ceremony marking the 250th anniversary of American independence. The World Cup on America's birthday, in the stadium that hosts the world's biggest rodeo. No other sport on Earth produces situations like this. The next stadium holds a Guinness World Record, and not for size, for noise. Kansas City Stadium, you know it as GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium. Opened in 1972, the oldest of the American venues in this tournament, by more than a decade. Most of the other U.S. venues here were built this century. Arrowhead has been standing for over 50 years, home of the Kansas City Chiefs, and the holder of an official Guinness World Record, the loudest crowd roar ever recorded at a sports stadium. 142.2 decibels, set right here in 2014. That record still stands. It is not a marketing line. It is a measured, certified number. No crowd on Earth has ever been louder. The Chiefs have won multiple Super Bowls lately, one of the most famous teams in American sport right now. For 2026, Kansas City hosts 6 matches, including a quarterfinal on July 11th. Natural grass year-round. No conversion needed. One less problem for FIFA, in a stadium that already had everything else figured out. 69,000 seats, 50 years old, still the loudest crowd ever measured. And now the final stadium in the Central region, the building hosting more World Cup matches than any other on Earth. 9, including a semifinal. Dallas Stadium, you know it as AT&T Stadium, around 70,000 seats, a retractable roof, and 9 World Cup matches this summer, more than any other venue in the entire tournament. 9 group stage games, a round of 32, a round of 16, a quarterfinal, and a semifinal scheduled for July 14th, 2026. One building, 9 matches, the whole arc of the tournament running through a single venue in Arlington, Texas. No stadium on Earth is carrying more of this World Cup than this one. AT&T Stadium is the home of the Dallas Cowboys, known as Jerry World after owner Jerry Jones, who opened it in 2009 and built it deliberately to be the most over-the-top stadium in America, one of the largest column-free interiors anywhere in the world. A center-hung video board, 72 feet tall and 160 feet wide, suspended over the middle of the field, and a retractable roof that erases the weather completely. This is the venue FIFA trusted with more matches than any other, and the summer still is not finished. That is the Central region, 6 stadiums across 2 countries. A grass-covered volcano built for a club that will only play Mexicans. The only stadium in history to host 3 World Cups, chosen again to open the whole tournament. A mountain-framed arena that hosted the 1,000th game ever played. A sealed, air-conditioned giant that hosts the world's biggest rodeo and the World Cup on America's birthday. The loudest crowd ever recorded with a quarterfinal still to come. And the busiest venue on earth this summer. 9 matches, a semifinal among them. The Eastern region closes the series, and it closes on the final. MetLife Stadium. New York and New Jersey, July 19th, 2026. 6 stadiums stand between here and that moment. The only ground that hosts Formula One, the Miami Open, the NFL, and the World Cup. The smallest stadium in the tournament, hosting a host nation's biggest night, and the building where the trophy itself gets lifted. Subscribe now, and the moment it's live, it comes to you. You won't have to come looking. We'll see you in the East.